Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We'll turn our attention to another matter here today, the Standards Day, World Standards Day. Well, we're joined now by Mr. Louis Njoku, who is the Director, Laboratory Services of Standards Organization of Nigeria. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
Well, talking about this day, which is commemorated across the world, I mean, back home here, is it just a day that we mark because the world is doing it, or what exactly is the benefit of that day to us in terms of standardization of our products?
Yeah, it's in two ways. To create awareness to the populace, consumers, users, manufacturers on the need to put standards, quality into whatever they are doing. Now, if you look at the theme of the World Standards Day, it says standards, world's common language. That's the only language that is unique all over the world.
Are we speaking the language
of standards? Yes, I do.
How fluent are we?
We are from the past. For the past 4 or 5 years now, we have moved from where we were before. I'll tell you, for example, there is a lot of rejection of our agricultural produce abroad. We went all out to accredit some laboratories in Nigeria. Formerly, we have to go to Ghana or any of the African countries.
When you say abroad, you mean in Africa or Europe? Are you talking about Africa or EU?
You mean rejection
of our project?
Yes, it's EU. Yes, okay. It's EU.
Because I heard
you know, not that what we are doing here is bad. And I will tell you, if you take the same produce from here to Ghana, it won't be rejected.
So what reasons?
The reasons are simply, we didn't have in the past a single ISO 17025 accredited laboratory. But SON went all out to accredit its food laboratory that comprises about 22 parameters.
That must be a recent development because the EU rejection was very recent as well.
Yes, I'm coming up with that.
You're coming up with that?
Yes.
But was as a result of that we went all out to do what we did with equipping the laboratory, right?
Yes. You can have a laboratory, you can have the equipment, but he cannot give you the data that can be globally accepted unless you accredit the lab.
Okay.
Which involves the equipment calibration, standard reference material, PT tests, competence analysts, a process put in place that wasn't there in the past. And a lot of the certificates, export certificate issued, it's not backed by any laboratory data. And as such, if it is tested there again, there will be a gap. But when the laboratory is accredited and the test is carried out in this laboratory, it is the same process, the same system. That's why it is said standards, world's common language. When tested in Nigeria in an accredited laboratory, it is the same when tested anywhere in the world, and it's acceptable.
You know, with this coming, with the coming of this laboratory,
yes.
You know, let's try and break it down the only language most people, even
will understand.
Educated man there or woman, will understand is how much of effort have you put in place to making sure that we are aware of any substandard product, or you stop them from coming in. People, as easy as it would seem, people get in Dubai. We've seen some couple of people who have bought phone chargers. You can buy about 10 of them and you get to go to the market 10 times within the space of 48 hours to get the same product. And it would mean something else to that individual, because he would say, did this escape the eagle eye of SON?
Now, let me tell you something before I answer that, is that we have been creating awareness that in standardization, both you and me have a part to play. The part you have to play is that you have to look out for quality products, and I will explain that.
Beautiful.
Now, if you buy a particular product and it did not serve your purpose, you have a right to ask for redress. But a lot of Nigerians, when they buy such products and it didn't work, they say these people have come again, they throw it away. That is Nigerian money you are throwing away. You are supposed to report to the appropriate authorities. We have been creating this awareness. It does not cost you anything. Absolutely nothing. And that will lead us to tracing other products that are along that value chain to remove them from the market.
Let me bring this in. Pardon me, Bill. You can also conclude your thoughts with this, I hope. The NESG that is going on now, when they're talking about taking tough choices, achieving competitiveness, inclusive growth, and sustainability. While we want economy and companies and businesses to thrive in this country with good policies, standards are very important as well.
Yeah.
So what kind of input is SOA making, ensuring that, look, yes, as companies grow, get stronger, they stick with standards?
Yeah, that's what we always preach to all of them. So that's why we're going to SMEs now. The SMEs are places where people believe that they put out the products. We are training the SMEs, and we have agreed to certify about 100 of them SMEs to ISO 9001. That is a process and management standard that will make them put in place what they are supposed to put in place. And in our laboratory now, we give a rebate to SMEs so that they can approach the laboratory with their samples. And what we did recently is to withdraw all our inspectors from the field, retrain them, recertify them, because what we want them to do now, not the policeman, just the policeman type of activity. You go there, you teach them, you tell them what to do. You come back again and find out whether they are doing that you have taught them. There are checklists we take away and give to them, and those things will follow up. So it's no more business as usual.
So how do you teach the people? I'm a consumer and I go to the market. There are certain things I should also learn. You have trained your own members of staff to be the police, to watch and help the nation. But how do I know some of these things? You said you were going to help us in identifying some of the key things to look out for.
Yeah, we are creating that awareness. There is the mark, Nigerian mark of quality, that is there. NIS is the Nigerian mark of quality. And that,
which you recently changed.
Yes, we changed it to put in, apart from value, to ensure that it's not faked. Any product you have that mark on, you have confidence in that particular product because it has gone through the process. In fact, we have two types of license for quality. We have the Nigerian mark of quality, which is the premium mark of quality. Then we have the MANCAP mark. And that MANCAP mark, if you see any product in the market that is not having that mark, you report to Standards Organization of Nigeria. We're going to take it out.
Do you collaborate with agencies, either while taking the product out or ensuring that people comply?
Yes, we do collaborate with the police, we do collaborate with the Consumer Protection Council, we do collaborate with NAFDAC. In fact, the standards being developed, a lot of people say SON standard. No, it's not SON standard. It is the Nigerian Industrial Standard, where all stakeholders, both the manufacturers, the consumers, and research institutions participate in evolving that standard. In fact, we are proud in Nigeria, the GARI standard that is used worldwide now.
The what?
GARI. is developed here.
Gari, as in
G-A-R-R-I.
Gari with, you know,
Yes.
made from cassava?
Yes. It's developed here in Nigeria.
I know we're out of time, but you want to tell us how we arrived at that?
Yeah?
You want to tell us how we arrived at that?
Yes, we picked the product that is Gari everywhere, but it's not standardized. You get some sour, you get some not properly fermented, and of course you know there is cyanide in it. And there is periods and the process of producing this particular product. So we took it up, put research into place, carried out analysis, and established safe level thresholds, and established the standard. And it was taken up by Codex. And from there,
You have the
becomes a
Gari
world
standard.
standard. Yes, a world standard.
I'm afraid if they want to find out about whether it's Igbo, Ijabu, Gari, or you have to maybe call him later so you can find out which one is the standard not to buy. Always a pleasure to have you, Mr. Louis Njoku is the Director, Laboratory Services of SON. Thank you for coming on this morning, and all the best. We'll be back in a moment. Don't go away.